What's good guys, my name is Oleg Nikitin and you're watching No Limits On. We are in Istanbul, Turkey, and today I have a huge, not exactly huge, but pretty big and nice travel zoom telephoto lens from Tamron 17 to 180 f2.8 for Sony E-Mount. So I'll tell you everything you need to know about this lens, my opinion, my impressions, so let's go. Let's start with the advantages of this lens. It's a pretty compact and lightweight for this range of telephoto with 2.8 aperture. It weighs only 810 grams, which is not a lot for this type of lens. If we take off this lens hood, you can see that it's not that huge and it fits perfectly into your backpack. By the way, I have a separate video, my travel backpack with all the gear, with Steadicam, Ronin-S, with lenses, cameras and all that stuff, in the link right here and in the previous video on my channel. So this weighs not a lot and it looks like a regular lens and it takes not a lot of space, so it's pretty great solution for travelers or for those people who take care of their backs. So my back is not hurting even though I walk together with this lens and my Sony a7S III for 5, maybe 4 or even 6 hours straight all around Istanbul, shooting some pictures, some videos, and I'm pretty okay with carrying this much weight. Now let's talk about the build quality of this lens. Actually, Tamron has 3 different lenses, kind of the same quality and same category. The 17 to 28 f2.8, which is shooting me right now, the 28 to 75 f2.8, kind of a normal zoom range, and this 70 to 180 f2.8, and they are all great lenses. They all do not have the image stabilization inside the lens, but they all feature great quality. The focus ring is at the back, the zoom ring is at the front, and when you zoom, the barrel extends a little bit, but not dramatically. It means that some dust can get into this lens, but Tamron has a solution for this case. It has weather sealing gaskets throughout the lens, 7 or 8, and even the weather sealing gasket here, lens mount, and it's made out of metal, by the way, and it's just working nicely in all weather conditions. The lens hood is plastic, but it's a very good plastic. It's not bending or something, and I do enjoy using this lens. The zoom ring is very smooth and very precise, and you have a locking mechanism right here on 70mm, and no other buttons or something on this lens, only the locking mechanism and the zoom and focusing ring. And now about the lacking of 20mm on the telephoto end. So this is only a 180 lens, but I do not miss those 20mm because it's not a dramatic, difference between 200 and 180. Also, if you use active steady shot in video mode, you get 1.1 crop or 120p. In 4K, you also get 1.1 crop, and you get exactly 200mm, 198 to be precise, and it's just working. And I do not miss those 20mm. It actually feels like 70 to 200 f2.8, no doubt. And now about the autofocus. It's great. It's a native Sony E-Mount lens and it's just working, guys. In photo mode, I was able to shoot at 180mm and zooming out. My girlfriend, she was running towards me and I got 90% of shots in focus. It catches the flying by seagull and it tracks it. And in video mode, it also works great thanks to VXD dual motors, which are kind of, simultaneously moving the lenses inside of, the glass inside of this lens, and it's just working. And that is very nice. And actually, guys, let's try to put this lens onto my Ronin-S and to shoot some stuff with this lens. So guys, we have switched to Tamron 70 to 180 and now it's tracking my eye. I hope so, I don't really see it from this far. And actually I do enjoy the blurry background of 2.8 and the picture quality itself is pretty amazing. Okay guys, now let's talk about the sharpness and the picture quality. It's just amazing, it's stunning. The sharpness is great, and the Sony a7S III has only 12 megapixels, but actually it's more than enough to see that it's a very sharp lens. It just sticks to the eye and you can see all the eyelashes and all the brows and all that stuff. You can see by yourself, here are some sample photos. I know that the Sony a7S III is not a photo camera, but you'll enjoy those pictures. I do enjoy them. And now let's talk bokeh. It's creamy, it's nice, it's very pleasing. The background separation is also very great. It's comparable to Sony 70-200 f2.8 or Canon 70-200 f2.8, no doubt. So guys, let's address the elephant in the room. This lens doesn't have the image stabilization, and do I really need it? Actually no, because the Sony a7S III features very nice active steady shot mode in video and pretty good IBIS system for photos. So this is not an issue for me. I've had Tamron 70-300 f4 to 5.6 for Canon, and it had the VC or VR vibration reduction, so the image stabilization inside the lens, and it was working pretty nicely. But guys, actually the IBIS in the Sony a7S III is kind of the same, and I was shooting mostly handheld, you know, holding the camera like so through the EVF, and I was using 3 points of contact, and that is why I was pretty stable, and I was able to get stable footage even if I shot in 180mm in active steady shot mode, and it was pretty okay. Also, I put this lens together with my camera to the Ronin S, and also it worked out pretty nicely. I was able to balance my camera on the Ronin S and to get some smooth 180mm shots, some telephoto shots, so it's just working, guys. One more nice feature is that you can use this lens as a macro lens. Actually, if you focus at 70mm and you go to manual focus mode and you go to your manual, minimum focusing distance, you can actually focus very closely. Look at those shots. And actually I was able to get those shots with this lens, not a macro lens. It has 1:2 macro ratio reproduction, but only the middle of the picture will be very, sharp and detailed, and the outer area of the photo will be kind of a little blurry. But it does feature more close minimal focusing distance than the 70-200 G-Master f2.8. It's 2 times shorter distance, and it's 4 times shorter minimal focusing distance than 70-200 f4, also from Sony. So guys, and since we started talking about different Sony E-Mount telephoto options, we have the G-Master f2.8 70-200, which is 2 times heavier and a lot bigger and bulkier. Yes, it does feature the image stabilization inside of this lens, not this one, the G-Master, but it's much more expensive. It's actually 2 times more expensive almost. And the weight, the size and the price, it just makes so much different decision for me to buy this one. I prefer this lens for sure. Also, we have the f4 70-200 from Sony, which also features the image stabilization built into the lens, but it's a little bit heavier, it's a little bit bigger. It's also white and pleasing, but it's not the case for me. I prefer black lenses actually, and it's $200 more. Yes, it does have some buttons, and all that stuff, but it's not focusing as close. And actually, why do I even need this lens if I do have this one? It's much better option in my opinion, because you do miss on blurry background, because less light is going through the lens at f4, you have less background blur, and actually I do prefer the Tamron lens. And also both of Sony telephoto zooms, they have bigger filter threads, 72 for the f4 version and the huge for 70-200 G-Master, and this one features 67mm thread, so all of my filters are already going to this lens, all of my polarizing filters and D-filters, and all the Tamron trinity of lenses features 67mm thread, which is very convenient, very helpful, and saves you a little bit of cash. Okay guys, and now about the pricing. This costs $1,200, which is a lot for some people, but I think it's a pretty good price if you consider almost double the price of this lens if you buy the G-Master 70-200. This lens is a great choice for travel videographers and photographers, for those who want to make some portraits with the telephoto range, for those people who shoot reportage, for video, for photos. It's just a great option for everybody who's doing, professional photography and videography to add to their kit if you're using Sony cameras. And we're moving on to the quotes of the episode. The best gear you have is that which is with you right now. If I had a bigger and heavier lens, I wouldn't get it to here, to Istanbul, and to travel at all, but this one is really helping me out. And the question of the episode: which telephoto lens on the Sony E-Mount system do you prefer? This one or maybe another one? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah guys, if you do enjoy my videos and you do like the content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, or buttons as I say, and the notifications bell, of course. This was Oleg Nikitin from the sunny and pretty warm Istanbul, Turkey. See you in the next video guys. Take care. Bye. Ooh.